The Oscar award for Best Animated Feature Film is pointless. Now that we've got our randomly generated prompt, let's defend it. The Oscars are by no means important on a broader scale. Some people like watching them. Others, like my theoretical self, don't. But I think even fans of the awards would agree that the animation category has always felt a bit hollow. So many of the best films are excluded because Western animation tends to take precedence over anime. That's a pretty big oversight. One that makes sense in an awards ceremony where the voters aren't necessarily fans of or actively working in animation at all. And this becomes an issue when any member of the Academy can vote on the category. Voters don't have to watch all the eligible animated movies to cast a vote. They don't even have to watch all the nominated animated movies to vote. And if they already have an aversion to animation, if they think it's of lesser quality than traditional film, why would they go out of their way to find the best ones? Why not just go with what their kids have already roped them into seeing, the most recognizable Western IP? So while Suzume won the Best Anime Movie of the Year at the Crunchyroll Awards last Saturday, it wasn't even nominated for an Oscar. Instead, we got Elemental, which, while not a terrible movie, seems out of place as a nominee. Is it still riding the old Pixar prestige wave from decades past? I do realize that if we're just talking about viewership numbers, Elemental was rather popular, almost $500 million worldwide, but Suzume was still broadly watched and far better received. It has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes with 132 critic reviews, while Elemental has a 73% with 262 critic reviews. It's rated higher by critics and audiences alike, and if it was just a matter of popularity, why was Robot Dreams nominated? Sure, its rating is impressive, but it's out of only 31 critic reviews and just 50+ audience member reviews. Almost no one saw it. I did. It was pretty good. A bit more meandering than I typically like, but well worth a watch. Great ending. At least The Boy and the Heron was nominated, though I would have expected that anyway. It's a Studio Ghibli movie, the only Japanese animation studio the Academy seems to have any respect for. If I were a conspiracy theorist, I'd say it had something to do with their distribution partnership with Disney. But since I'm not, I'd also say that, just not for the same reasons. Disney's distribution of Ghibli films has made them more widely available than most other Japanese animated works. Since the Animation Award was created in 2001, only one non-Ghibli anime has ever been nominated in the category. Definitely not any bias going on here. We're talking about only one non-Ghibli anime being nominated in over 20 years, from a country that's been synonymous with animation for decades. Your Name, Summer Wars, Weathering with You, A Silent Voice. None of them were even acknowledged by the Academy. Remember when Ralph Breaks the Internet was nominated in 2019? That was not a good movie, a major step back for the main character. And somehow I Want to Eat Your Pancreas and Flavors of Youth were passed over for it. I don't get it. I will say I quite like Nimona, so I'm glad it got recognized this year. It's a very energetic and unique film that manages to incorporate social commentary without bashing you over the head with it. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was also good, though I felt it fell well short of the original. I know, I'm an anomaly on this one. There's a certain plot character trope that I keep seeing these days that I'm finding increasingly off-putting, and it's very central to the movie. I want my heroes to be heroes, to make sacrifices, not to act in selfish ways that shouldn't work but do, because the plot says so. I think it's bad messaging. But still, it is a visual masterpiece and a fun watch. I'm not upset or surprised it made it on the list of nominees. It's still a very good movie. Elemental, on the other hand? Kind of a weird pick. It's an exaggerated social exploration of race and prejudice that I've seen a million times and told much better. Also the jokes, I can't get behind them. Not sure how recent Disney and Pixar films keep failing in the humor department. My only guess is that they've been screen testing their jokes with toddlers. But who knows? And there's nothing wrong with that approach if it's what you're going for. It just doesn't make sense as an awards contender voted on by actual adults. To be clear, none of this matters. Movies are movies. They have no major impact on the real world, and awards, regardless of the category, have even less meaning. I just find it amusing to talk about these sorts of things. Engaging in this kind of discourse almost brings an expression to my face. Almost. And at least Wish wasn't nominated. That movie was pretty far down on my list of favorites. Let the Academy continue handing out their exclusionary award to less deserving animated films. It's all completely harmless. Outside of the existence of this category, also meaning animated movies can never win Best Picture, but, let's be honest, that wasn't likely to happen anyway. For many in Hollywood, animation isn't seen as true cinema. Many view it as a medium for kids and adults living in their parents' basements, which I resent. There's nothing wrong with living in a basement, not that I have any experience with that, but they don't see it the way I and many others see it, as a medium that can not only match the emotional resonance of live-action movies, but even exceed them. It's a format that dispenses with the trivial trappings of realism in order to dive into the universal emotions present in all of us. Cartoons are all about expression. I could go into that further, but this video's just meant as a quick nod to the recent Oscars and my theoretical issues with the animation category as a whole. It would be a waste to tack on a fascinating live-action versus animation discussion to the end of an Academy Awards video that probably won't appeal to most of my audience. Of course, many of my recent videos haven't appealed to my audience either. I am very bad at this YouTube thing. If people could see the like to dislike ratios on my videos, they would quickly find I'm quite hated on this platform. Not to worry, I'm a lawyer now, making arguments in support of random prompts I definitely didn't just make up myself. I'm simply presenting a theoretical defense of a potentially contentious statement. Anyway, I think it's fair to say that the animation category has been kind of a mess since it was created. Even if I wasn't virtually emotionless, it would be hard to get mad over something that's always been the way it is. So what if Suzume wasn't nominated for Best Animated Film at the Oscars? Pretty much no non-Ghibli movie has managed that feat in over 20 years. It's not the most interesting topic, rambling about a random award in an award ceremony that's probably never meant much to most anime fans. While things are shifting, kind of, the awards remain a very Western-centric event. It's not like the Academy was recognizing non-Miyazaki anime movies and suddenly stopped. Those were always missing, like the interest I predict viewers will have in this video. I hope people watch it, but really, it's such an unexciting topic that I didn't bother coming up with anything clever to say and wrapping up this defense. Until next time, peace.